guys, how's it going? So I am back today with a little bit of a different video. So today's video is going to be a Fenty Beauty review video. So I'm a little bit late with this because I didn't do the original video when she first launched out, but you guys keep asking me to do the review on it, or like a review video. So I said I'm gonna do it. So I did go out and pick out her concealer. So I got the Fenty Beauty concealer in the number 390. I actually did get a new foundation from her as well too. I got the 420. Now I originally had it in 440, but I was watching Jackie Ayena's video and she wears a 420, so I was like, girl, if you're 420, I'm a 422. So I got the 420, and obviously you can see it's looking pretty flawless over here, but you gotta watch the video to see each step because I actually do a talk through for the entire video for you guys, so you guys know how I apply my foundation. So I did get her setting powder as well too, and it was recommended to get it in the banana. I do originally use the Sacha Buttercup powder. It's pretty bright, and she had a few powders that were kind of close to this one, like the honey. So I was like to myself, since I already have the Sacha Buttercup, I'm not going to get a color similar to this one. So I got the banana powder in her brand. It's pretty light. You really have to be careful when you're applying this one, but obviously you guys can see apply this entire look perfectly. So stay tuned for the rest of the video to see how it's applied. But I would say be very careful with this one because it'll come out really, really, really bright. Now, I'm going to show you guys what I used originally before because this will be helpful. So before I used to use the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made. This is my foundation that I use like daily. I use the Fenty Beauty when I'm like doing videos, like if I'm doing like really like makeup tutorials, or if I'm doing like a try on haul video and I need the makeup to sit. But this is my everyday foundation right here. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made. This is the number D60. I also use for concealers, very inexpensive concealer. I use the LA Colors, I use the Toffee and the Fawn, and it's actually similar to this one right here in color, the 390 from Fenty, so it's the same thing. And like I said, for my setting powder, I use the Sacha Buttercup, which is almost the same price as this. This is $32, and I get this one on Amazon for $25, so they're about the same. Yeah, so you can see the difference in price. I use really inexpensive stuff, and Rihanna's stuff is not that expensive either. I think the foundation was like $30 too, and the concealer was like something like 12 or 18, I don't know, but it was pretty inexpensive. And for my setting powder that I'm going to use today is the Maybelline Fit Me number 360 matte setting powder for my face, because she does not have powders. I can't wait till she comes out with like a powder line, a foundation powder line, because this foundation is so matte and pretty. She needs to match this with the powder. So guys, if you're interested in seeing how this look comes to life, stay tuned and keep on watching. Alright guys, so I'm going to start off with my Real Techniques sponge. So I like to use a flat top sponge to do my foundation. So we're going to go in with the 420 from Fenty. Like I said to you guys, I'm going to test this one out and see if this one works for me. So I'm going to do maybe like 2 pumps of it. Let's see. I'll do 3 pumps just to make sure. Like 3 little small pumps on it. And we're going to start at the bottom and see how it goes. One thing about this foundation I want to point out to you guys, it dries very fast. So it's not the foundation, the type of foundation that you're going to have to go, you can go like really slow with. It really sets in your face very fast. So I recommend to you guys to really kind of buff it in as much as you can. Some people don't like the Beauty Blender, but I feel like the Beauty Blender really works well on my skin. And it's really soft against my skin versus like those bristle brushes that I just don't like that. I don't like that feeling for foundation. So you guys can see, oh my god, wow, that looks freaking amazing already. Oh shit! So this is one side right here, and this is the other side. You can see all my blemishes on this side. Wow, this is awesome. So I'm gonna do another pump here. I kind of feel like the pumps, I'm not doing heavy pumps, they're really light pumps, but you really have to get the pumps in there. It's not a full, I don't feel like it's not that full coverage to me. I don't think so. You guys, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this 420 is it. This 420 is it. Like, I don't even know why I was getting the 440 before. This 420 is it. Oh my god, this looks so freaking good. I usually do this reverse thing, guys. I usually do my eyebrows after my foundation, but I decided to flip it this time so that I can show you guys it easier this way, so that when it'll be like a quicker video versus me doing like my entire eyeshadow and stuff like that. So I did flip the video a little bit and do my eyeshadows and my brows first and then my foundation later. I mean, there's really no method of doing your makeup. You can do whatever way you want, but that's the way I usually do it. Kind of weird. But guys, you guys can see that already. Look at that. Come on, guys, look at that. That looks really freaking good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder. That's my face powder. I'm not sure if Rihanna has face powder yet, but when she comes out with a face powder line, that'll be amazing to really set the foundation and everything together. This will look, oh my god, guys, like look at that. So freaking pretty. Like, this looks really freaking good. Yeah, this might be the color for me. I'm sorry 440, but you was a little bit too dark. This is actually really, really good. So I'm gonna say this is gonna be the color for me. The 440 is very nice. I guess you could use the 4 in the summertime. I could use a 440 in the summertime when I get like a little bit of a tan. But for now, the 420 is probably going to be the color for me, guys. I really think that this looks really good. In with my Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Powder, because like I said, I don't think Rihanna has powder yet. And don't quote me on that, because I don't want to like sound stupid on here, even though I'm like not some makeup guru or anything like that. You guys gonna try to come for my head. But I don't think she has a powder line though. I really don't think so. But if she comes out with a powder line, that'll be pretty good. And especially if it's like as matte as her foundation is. Her foundation is super duper matte. So if it's gonna be as matte as her foundation, she's gonna be super lit on these streets. You know what? That's gonna be a really, really good purchase. Like the entire set together with some powder. Oh my god. So I'm just setting it right now. This is a matte powder, so it's gonna be pretty matte. And obviously it matches the foundation to a T. And my neck, you guys can see that if my neck and my chest and everything matches, it's a go-to. So I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. So what I'm going to do now, I do something really weird. What am I doing right now? I'm making a mess. So I'm going to actually take the Rihanna's setting powder, her loose powder, and you actually have to pop. Oh, it's actually pretty cool. So I'm going to just take a little bit of her setting powder. I'm going to put it in the top. And I'm actually going to use some of this because I get oily really fast while I'm doing my foundation. So I'm going to just take a little bit of this powder and I'm going to put the powder right here. So I get really oily in these areas while I'm like trying to finish the rest of my stuff. So I'm just going to put it right here and right here at the top of the T-zone, because this is the area I'll get really oily at while I'm trying to finish up my look. So I'm just going to put these here for now. And then we're just going to go in and do the concealer underneath the eye next. So we're just going to set this up right here. You can see it's really, really white. It's really, really banana-y. So I wouldn't say put a lot. And that's why I like to use the flat top of the Beauty Blender, because this Beauty Blender, because this flat surface, especially when you're trying to get the powder into the crease, you can get a nice angled off with this flat bottom of this Beauty Blender. So this is why I use these Real Technique Beauty Blenders. Alright guys, so we're going to go in with her concealer now. Obviously you guys can still see this powder. One thing I want to tell you guys about the powder is actually kind of like going invisible right now. So I'm just going to wipe it down with one of my flat brushes just to see what it looks like after I wipe it off. Because sometimes when it melts into your skin, what will happen is it'll actually leave a little bit of a cast on there, which I don't want. So I just want to see if it does that little white cast, which it kind of does, that little shadow, if you can see what I'm saying. But you guys can see, look, that's the type of brightness I like after my concealer set. That's what I want to look like. You see that? Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a nice highlight. Like I said, I usually put this on here just to, you know, keep this area from getting too oily. So you guys can see, it's already giving me like highlight in these areas right here. So yeah. So we're gonna go in with the concealer. And I'm going to put the concealer directly underneath here. You know what's funny? I got this in the $3.90. I'm probably going to go back and get another one, because sometimes I like to load the concealers up. And I like it to be kind of like light, like really nice and light and bright, depending on what kind of look I'm going for. But this is very comparable to the Toffee or Fawn from LA Girls. If you're someone that's inexpensive, I always use those because they're only $3. This is kind of the same thing. So because this is also matte, you have to kind of work this one in quickly too. This is going to dry fast. Oh God, it dries fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and buff both sides up. And then I'm going to go in with the setting powder. But let me get this real buffed in, and then I'll come back and tell you guys what I think. Alright guys, so this is one color kind of layered down. One thing it just dries too fast for me. You really have to work very hard on this one. But one thing about it drying fast is it dries fast underneath. So if you're someone that's really creasy, you have to go in real quick and put some setting powder on it so it doesn't crease too much. But you guys can see that right now. It's really matte. So I'm going to go back in with another dose of this because I need this to kind of like unwind a little bit. So I'm going to go in again with a little bit more. And I'm going to have to use my up close mirror to do this because I really need to get into this. So I'm going to do one eye at a time. So my suggestion would be do one eye at a time, because if you put concealer on both eyes, the other side, by the time you get to the other side, it's already going to be really dry and chappy. So I'm going to just try to push this in as best as I can, as fast as I can, because it dries very fast. I don't know if anyone else had that issue, but it dries fast. So the LA Girls, the reason why I like them is because they're very dewy. So when you're mixing those together, I usually mix both of those colors together, Toffee and the Fawn. They're so gooey and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about drying out too fast. And it's so easy and nice to just put like the setting powder on it and you're done. So that's why I like the LA girls, and they're cheap. So this one dries a little bit too fast for me, but I'm gonna go put the powder on it and see what it looks like once I put the powder on it. I don't know, maybe it might be a little bit different. So let's go ahead and put some powder underneath their hair and see what it looks like after the powder. So like I said, I'm gonna go in with the flat top bottom, and we're just gonna pop the powder right directly underneath the eyes, right before it's gonna crease, guys, because we don't want it to crease. I don't know if you guys can hear outside, but my windows aren't soundproof, so you can actually hear like the planes and everything outside moving. I just kind of go with it because I love that whole New York theme, if you know what I mean. So I'm going in, guys, look at that. So that's, whoa, that's really, really bright, but I like that look though. So we're gonna set this up. I'm gonna finish this side right here, and I'm gonna come back, and then I'm gonna wipe it off in front of you guys and set my face with some setting spray so you guys can see what it looks like. I look like a freaking raccoon right now with this stuff underneath my eyes. So I'm gonna go back in with my Maybelline Fit Me powder. So the reason why I'm doing this, so I don't have that white cast off, I'm gonna actually go in with this together and wipe it off. I know that sounds kind of crazy. Some people are like, what are you doing? But that's just what I do so that I don't have that like white look, that white casted look underneath my eyes. I don't really want it to be too bright like that. Oh my god, this is so bright. So I'm just gonna buff it into it with the my powder, my actually Maybelline powder, my face powder, so that it doesn't look too bright and too like whoo, you know what I mean. So I'm gonna keep buffing it out. Like I said, with this product, I wouldn't say use too much of it just because it's really going to be in your face type of highlight. But some people like that, especially depending on the type of look you're going for. Some people like that highlighted look, but I showed you guys that it will really get really highlighted, so that's one thing that you guys saw today. All right, so see that, guys? Oh my god, that looks so good. Oh my god, look at that. So I'm just gonna wipe some more just to make sure I get all the flake folds out the way. So look at that, guys, look at that. So that looks really, really good. So I'm just gonna go in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. Oh my god, I did not know that this was by Skindinavia. I used to buy Skindinavia all the time. I used to order it online. But you can get this one, the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. I just got a new one. So I'm gonna spray my entire face with this one, and then I'm gonna finish up the look, obviously, so you guys can see. I am gonna use some Fenty lip gloss too, so you guys can see how I do the lip gloss combination. Woo. So there's that. So I did get Rihanna's Fenty Glow lip gloss. So I'm going to mix this with my favorite mauve combination. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is the Kat Von D Lolita. So Kat Von D Lolita is the one that I use to get my very mauve-y type of look. So I just got a new one yesterday from Sephora. So we're going to go off with Lolita. So this is just Lolita. Lolita comes in Lolita and Lolita 1. Is it Lolita? Yeah, Lolita and Lolita 1. I go for Lolita, not Lolita 1. Lolita 1 is a little bit more, it's a little bit too light, I would say. So this one is just a nice mauve color for women of color, I think. It's really, really pretty. So I'm going to do this first because this dries up matte, but it doesn't dry as bad as the Anastasia, which I'm going to use as well too. So I'm going to use the Anastasia Aston, and I know this looks crazy on my lips, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put the Anastasia Beverly Hills Aston in the middle, right here. It's more of like an orangey color. And then I'm going to mix them with my fingers and let them kind of dry together. And once they kind of dry together, give you kind of like monkey lips, which I call it, like baboon lips. That's what I say, kind of like, it just looks a mess. So what I'm going to do now is go in with my eyeliner, my LA Colors eyeliner brown pencil. You can use brown pencil or whatever. So I'm going to go in and just make this a little darker. This is going to give you that kind of like 90s style lip gloss look, which I'm really into. I love that look. And my lips, I don't overline them. Or just go a little bit above the line so that you guys can kind of get like the emphasis of the lip, and then where the highlight comes in right here, which I always get exaggerated about, but whatever. Some of you guys get offended, but it is what it is. It's my face. So I'm just gonna go in and really buff this through. And you can see the color mix with the brown kind of goes in together now. So now what I'm going to do is go in with Fenty's Glow, and I'm going to put Fenty Glow along with it and just give myself more of like a really glossy look. And this is so, oh god. This lip gloss, guys, is a shit. And yeah, you guys can see that right there. Look at that. And it just gives you like, oh my god, this is so cute. So I'm just gonna go back in with my lip pencil, and I'm just gonna darken it a little bit at the top here just to give it myself like some volume. And guys, this is so pretty. I love it. Okay, so you can see that. And yeah. So some people are really into this, but I like this. And then you guys can see the foundation and everything once it's done. Oh my god, this looks so good, yo. Yeah, so this is the final look. So this is the final look with the foundation and everything. I did add some highlight in there where you guys can see the highlight right here. Woo, oh, wow. And then just her Fenty gloss with my combination of mauve lip colors just to give you like a mauve look. So I think that this is super cute. Alright people, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this review today. If you guys want me to do more reviews like this, just leave your comments down below. So as far as the foundation goes, I feel like the 420 was the perfect choice. Thank you, Jackie. This is definitely the color for me. Like I said, the 440, I'll probably use that in the summertime when I go away. Sometimes I get really tan. I tan very quick in the summertime, especially when I'm traveling. So I'll probably use a 440 then, but for now the 420 works perfectly fine. I think it matches my skin very well. You guys can see the match base on my shoulders and my face. It's just perfect. I like how it dried up very matte and very nice quick. One thing I did not really like about the concealer though, guys, honestly and truly, is that the concealer dried too fast. So I did 2 layers of the concealer. The first layer I did, it dried up really quickly, so you have to kind of work fast with this. One thing I would recommend though with the concealer, I would just do one eye first, set that eye, and then start the other eye. Don't try to do 2 eyes at once because one eye is gonna dry way too fast, and then you're gonna end up applying like 3 layers just to make sure that it matches the other eye. So it just gets too confusing. So what I would recommend to you guys is just doing one eye at a time and really just blending it in. I'm really a big fan of the Real Techniques beauty blenders. I told you guys it has 2 sides. It has a pointy side and then it has a flat side. When you're applying the powder, I think that these flat tops work very good when you're trying to get into the crease area right here, especially if you're someone that creases really heavily underneath your eyes. If you apply it with the beauty blender that's flat top like this, especially with that powder, I'm not gonna lie, her setting powder is lit. It is a little bit shocking in the beginning. It'll give you a really highlighted look, but if you can see it right now, guys, it looks very flawless. I have my Diva ring light on now. I don't have any softboxes or anything like that. So it's just a Diva ring light and the natural light from outside. The lights in here are actually turned off because I want to kind of dim it down a little bit. So this is what it looks like, guys, straight up from the lights. This one little light in here and then the backlight from outside. So this is what the foundation looks like. And even though I did use a lot of this powder, and it doesn't even look like I used a lot of the powder, it's just a really bright powder. It's banana. But like I said, I already had the Sacha Buttercup, so there was no need for me to get like the honey color or whatever like that. It just didn't make sense. So if you're looking for a highlighted look that's going to be like this one does not look flashback or anything like that. It looks very natural and very light. So if you're looking for a highlighted look like this with the setting powder, I think the banana worked very fine. It's very, very light, and after I use my Maybelline Fit Me Press powder and I just buffed it in with that powder, it just kind of blended all really nicely together. So that's one thing I'm going to say. It was perfect. So I like the powder. I love the foundation. I'm a little bit iffy about the concealer just because, like I said to you guys, it dries a little bit too fast. They could have kept that component of it a little bit away from this concealer just because sometimes you really need to move the concealer in. It has to kind of go in. So with this one, you have to work very fast with your hands so you don't have that much time to really kind of blend it in. So that's why I did 2 layers. I'm not sure. I didn't really watch that many reviews. Some people have done 1 layer, and I'm pretty sure some people have done 3 layers of it just because it dries that fast. So I did 2 layers, and 2 layers was fine for me. So yeah. Now the other thing, the lip gloss, you guys can see it. Love it, guys. I'll list down below the 2 lip colors I use Aston from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I also use Lolita from Kat Von D to get this kind of mauve look. Even when the mauve look is dry, it looks beautiful with any brown lip pencil, and then I just put her Fenty Glow on, and it's just looking great. I think this is a nice kind of like natural kind of like glam look, you know, melanin popping type of look right here. So yeah, I'm super excited. I think this came out nice, guys. Tell me what you guys think. I'll leave all the products down below as usual, guys. Do not forget to thumbs up this video, leave your comments down below, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family, people, and I will catch you guys in another one. Bye.